Okay, well, folks, welcome to the 2015 Sedona Canned event. This fundraiser is our second year, and the first one was great. We had a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to making this one even bigger and better. My name is Ron Muller. I'm the executive chef here at Sedona Rouge Hotel and Spa, Red's Restaurant, and I'm honored to be back again this year as a judge in this event to have some more fun and raise some money for some great local charities. But today, what we're doing today is just kind of going over some basics of some food safety, because this main purpose of this event is fundraising for local charities. A big component of it is food. So food safety obviously is going to go along with that. So what we're going to do today is just go over some basics. Again, I think you all probably know we're going to touch base on the hand washing. And this isn't limited to just the beginning part of it. It can really be, and has to be really throughout the whole competition. Not necessarily after you touch raw foods and before you touch prepared foods, but along the way. And we're going to provide you all with sanitation buckets and hand washing stations and towels and disposable towels just for that. We're going to provide you with food handler gloves. Now, the food handler gloves are great to use because they provide a protection where you can just rip it off if you're handling raw chicken or raw beef, and you can rip it off and then wash your hands and put on a new pair and start something else. They provide that convenience, so to speak. But that's not to say that I'm opposed to touching raw product with your bare hands, because that's actually perfectly okay. If you want to get in there and mix some ground beef or meatballs, or just kind of get in and touch some product, that's perfectly okay, because what that is those products are what we call RTE, ready to eat. And that's in the health department also takes that okay, because what's going to happen is we're going to cook those and cook off any germs, and then you're going to wash your hands after that. What we're really watching is the foods that are going to be prepared or presented at the last, and those are where we're going to really want to have some food handler gloves to make sure that any last minute contaminants aren't going on any food that's going to be prepared and are eaten right away. So again, we really want you to taste the food. I mean, that's just first and foremost. You want to make sure that you're proud of the product you're putting out, and going to want to be proud of that. So we're going to have plastic single-use spoons, tasting spoons. So feel free to use 100 of them if you like. Really, doesn't matter. Taste all your sauces, taste all your seasonings. Just use those and throw them away as much as you like, really. Also, kind of, we're going to get into the competition part of this, and you're going to get a little bit nervous. I understand that you're going to have a lot of things to do, and people are going to be watching you, and you guys don't do this on the Food Network every day, so you're probably not going to be really calm. But sometimes you're probably going to be aware of maybe the face touching, or the grabbing of your hair, or even more importantly, sometimes when you're tasting stuff, because sometimes I do it at home. I'll take my finger and I'll just taste something, but I'm at home, so then it's for me or my wife or something. But if you're here at this food competition, that's what the tasting spoons are for. Just be aware of those little things that you might do. And again, if it happens once, I'm probably not going to stop the whole food competition and say, all right, stop. I saw him do this once. But what we're really looking for is just to kind of repeat things that kind of go on and on. And we just really want you to have fun. And everybody's going to be using knives. Absolutely, that's what we're going to be doing. So there is a chance that somebody might even cut themselves. It doesn't even have to be with a knife. It could be scraped on somewhere else. We really would like for you all to just at that point really stop, and we're going to have a first aid kit there, and take advantage of that, because we don't want you to continue on with thinking you're going to be embarrassed and because you cut yourself. That's perfectly okay. What we'd rather do is make sure that we're preparing those items without that possibility of that contamination of whether it be blood or anything like that. Okay. We're also going to have cutting boards and sanitizing buckets and towels for y'all to keep your area clean. And in between production of either raw meats or chicken or fish and vegetables, those areas will need to be cleaned and sanitized in between those. So please feel free to use those as much as possible, more often than not, so that way we can ensure that those raw chicken products aren't touching lettuce or greens or something that's going to be eaten raw. We have to cook those products like chicken and beef to a certain temperature to kill those bacteria, And that cross-contamination sometimes happens when you're preparing chicken or beef and then right on top of that throwing, you know, some raw lettuce or something like that. So just be aware of that. Maybe even think about the timing of your preparation. Maybe we can do, you know, some raw product ahead of time and get it out of the way, and then switch out your board or sanitize it, and then do a different board or something. For those applicants who may have longer hair, women and gentlemen, make sure that hair is pulled back very tightly. And feel free to wear a baseball cap for another hair restraint if you want, because that's a big part of it. We do that every day in the professional kitchens, so we'll kind of be looking on that as well. Again, there may be times when a mishap may happen. You cut yourself a little bit, or we have some sort of mishap. Please don't feel offended if we bring something up to you. Okay, it's not to single you out or really kind of put you down or anything. It's just to kind of present an issue that we may see. And first and foremost, we're here to have fun and raise some money. But again, at the center of this competition is food. So we want to make sure we kind of address all these things. So I think I kind of hit on most of the basics here. Again, if you feel free from this point on till the competition starts, if you have any further questions, get a hold of one of the organizers or myself personally, and you can ask some questions if you have any last minute stuff. Even the day of the competition, come find me and say, hey, I just thought of this last night, you know, is this acceptable or whatnot? And we'll address those right before we get started. Maybe just a quick second on my part too. I just wanted to say, for all you applicants here who are really trying to get this competition and have fun with it, I just want to encourage you to really think out of the box. Just get creative. A lot of times when we give you all these ingredients and you're going to have an idea, just do something different that's going to maybe impress the judges. You know, just kind of think, if you got a steak to do, instead of just grilling the steak and putting it right on the plate, maybe you're cutting it up, maybe you're fanning it out, maybe you're putting pieces in a pinwheel, you're stacking it up high. Same thing with your presentation of salads or vegetables or appetizers. You know, I know probably a lot of you watch the Food Networks and things like that. Those are the types of things that not only the flavors of the food, but the presentation is actually a really big part. So just kind of a little tip that would help you, that from the judges, that's what we really kind of look for. Again, welcome to the 2015 Sedona Canned, and have fun.